But after reaching 18, she was considered marriageable. And while it was fine for a girl to be touring with her brother, it would have been unseemly for a young woman to continue doing it, and it may have diminished her chances to ever get married. So Leopold decided that she should stay in Salzburg while he continued to tour with Wolfgang, who he famously called, quote, the miracle which God let be born in Salzburg.
So to be clear, there was no groom waiting to marry Maria Anna. She just was moved out of the spotlight. Regardless of her talent and her skill, any kind of performing work she might have been doing would have been a potential scandal. That was, of course, simply not an issue for her male sibling. There have been some additional theories about Leopold's decision to send his talented daughter home while continuing to trot his son around Europe. There's a distinct difference in how Leopold encouraged people to infantilize his son as part of the packaging of his talent for the stage. I mean, even today, people think of Mozart as a child prodigy. He very clearly, though, flipped his own mental switch regarding Maria Anna. She was now an adult, while her brother continued to be in his mind a child.
Yeah. Maria Anna composed music during this time while she lived at home. Her brother actually wrote her a letter praising her work and encouraging her to keep going. But unfortunately, we have no surviving record of her compositions. It's not something that she pursued, certainly at the level of her brother. And we also don't know what Leopold thought of the pieces that Maria Anna composed. He did not mention it ever in any of his writing.
Although brother and sister were separated a lot of the time, they still remained very close. Either their mother or their father would tour with Wolfgang, and then Maria Anna would stay home with the other parent. Two siblings wrote letters, and their relationship in these letters is one of a lot of teasing and jest. He likes to call her horseface and tease her about the young men who were interested in her. He also talks about her horrible singing while also praising her as a queen. The two of them really shared a love of theater and music, and Wolfgang wrote music that he dedicated to his sister.
In 1778, Maria Anna and Wolfgang's mother, Anna Maria, died. This was a sudden tragedy. She was in Paris with Wolfgang, who had resigned from his job working as a court musician in Salzburg. It was something he had been very unhappy with for a while, and he was looking for more lucrative employment. And while he and his mother were in Paris, chasing down possible job leads, Anna Maria became sick, and she died on July 3rd, 1778. Wolfgang stayed in Paris until September and then moved on to Mannheim and Munich while his father lobbied for him to be given a better job in court back in Salzburg. Leopold really wanted the family all back together.
After Anna Maria's death, Leopold relied on Maria Anna as the woman of the household. She took care of the home, managed his schedule of students and any meetings he had. She also taught piano lessons herself to bring in some additional money for the family. She'd been doing a lot of these tasks already whenever Anna Maria would be traveling with Wolfgang, but they became entirely her responsibility once her father had been widowed.
In 1781, after moving to Vienna, Wolfgang became involved with Constanze Weber, and when rumors arose that the two were going to be married, Wolfgang initially denied it to his father because he knew he was going to disapprove. But the two of them did get married in August of 1782, and Leopold eventually did give his blessing, although apparently the word that he was okay with the marriage arrived the day after the wedding, so they were going to do it either way. The friction over the marriage, as well as a lot of conflicts that had developed over the choices Wolfgang was making with his career, had kind of taken a toll on the father-son relationship.
Wolfgang and his new wife, Constanze, visited Salzburg in 1783. And this marks the beginning of a shift in the sibling relationship that's been characterized really differently by different historians. It seems that after this time, Wolfgang and Maria Anna didn't really write to each other as often. They weren't as actively involved in each other's lives. And in some cases, this has been pointed to as evidence that Maria Anna, like their father Leopold, was not really enthusiastic about her brother's new wife. The case can also be made, though, that they were both reaching turning points in their lives where their time was just occupied by other things. So there may have been a rift between them, maybe not. No evidence really exists.
Yeah, it appears that probably something happened because it is kind of an abrupt gear shift, but It's not clear what exactly may have taken place among them. And we're about to get to Maria Anna's next big change in life, but it's worth mentioning here that one of the real tragedies of this drop-off in communication between brother and sister who had been so very, very close meant that Maria Anna was completely unaware of the darker periods that were happening in Wolfgang's life after this. Several years after his death, his sister read a biography of her brother written by Czech music critic Franz Xaver which revealed a great deal about her brother's difficulties with finances and his mental health. And according to her own account, reading this for the first time moved her to tears.